Democrats. Today is, what is today? Thursday, August 25th, and it's time for the Chair's Daily Live. So as you can tell, I kind of have an election hangover. Yesterday was all of the rehashing of the election and listening to all the folks and their feedback about how the election went and all that kind of good stuff. And so I'm finally getting back to being able to do some work today, so much so that I forgot what day it is. So I want to talk about several things, some uplifting things, some not. And so I'm going to get the ugly things out of the way first, if you will hang with me. So the first thing, for those of you who have been away from social media or the news today, I want to make sure that you are aware that the state of Oklahoma killed someone in your name today. We have started the process of executing folks. We're going to execute one person every 4 weeks for the next 2.5 years. For the next 2.5 years, the state of Oklahoma, the most pro-life state in the union, is going to execute someone every 4 weeks for the next 2.5 years. Let that sink in. I don't understand how we're the most pro-life state, but we are rushing to execute folks, that it was imperative that we get this on the agenda and that we started the executions before the election. What that says to me is that this governor is counting on this being the will of the people, that Oklahomans have a thirst for blood, and that we are looking forward to every month having to wake up and learn that another person died in our names. And so that's a thing that happened. Drives me a little bit nuts, but I wanted to make sure that we were all aware that that's a thing that happened. So that's part of the bad news. Second part of the bad news is a little bit mixed with my regular message. Every day I come here because I care about our democracy. Sounds dramatic. It sounds crazy, but it is it. I want everyone to have access to the ballot box, be educated when they get there, and know that their vote will count. That's my whole goal, because I believe that all of our rights come through the ballot box. So if there's something that you're mad about, go to the protest, go on social media if that's what you need to do. But if you want change, do those things and vote. And it really should be vote and do those things. Because if you want change, it comes through change through legislation. And legislation comes through change of legislators, which comes through the ballot box. So I spoke yesterday because I was in the middle of my fog, in the middle of my what motivates me. And I asked everyone to pick a candidate or two to support. Pick a candidate or two to share your time, talent, or treasure with. To pick a candidate or two to make sure that everybody you know knows about, you learn about them, educate yourself, and then educate someone else. I strongly urged you to go and hear the candidates when they speak. I suggested, because I know our candidates, that you may only need to drive an hour to find a candidate to listen to, because our candidates are everywhere. And so if you live in Oklahoma City and you missed them when they were here last month, they're going to be in Yukon. Go over there to Yukon. If you miss them in Lawton, they're going to be in Norman. Go and find out where they're going to be and hear who they are, because the names on your ballot, you should know those people. I stand my ground, and I am firm in my suggestion that you do this. It was brought to my attention that the way I say that, the way I stated, the way that I encourage you to do that may be viewed as ableist. So here's what I'm going to say. Ableist is not who I am. Folks who know me knows that that's not who I am. But if my language comes across as ableist, then it's on me to check myself. And so I'm going to check myself and say this. If you're in a position where you don't have a car, I need you to search the internet, because they're also doing live streams. They're doing Twitter groups. They're on Facebook Lives. Their county parties are having live streams where you can hear about the candidate. I'm not saying that if you don't have a car, or you're a low wealth individual, or that you are differently able, that you shouldn't be able to participate in the process. Frankly, I think that all of us who are not part of the basic majority need to be more involved in the process. And so if you're at a place where you can't leave your home, go search the internet, find out where they're going to be virtually, and be there so that you can know who they are. Because I'll tell you that weekly I'm invited to a virtual candidate session. So they're there. They're there where you can see them, virtually. And then once you find it, share it with folks that you know. If you can't go because you have a car but you don't have gas money, you can share social media. Share their social media. That helps, and that's free. Share their social media. And so I issue a sincere apology if my language yesterday in asking you to get involved came across as ableist or was ableist, because folks know if it hits them ableist. Understand that is not at all my intention. I want everybody to be involved, because I think those of us who have less need to be more engaged, because someone needs to be speaking up for those of us who have less. So if you can't drive a candidate around, you are no less than. But my message is for those who can. If you can drive a candidate around, I strongly encourage you to drive a candidate around. If you can make your way to drop literature for a candidate, I encourage you to do that. But no matter how you communicate, however you engage, and if you're watching me, you are engaged at some level, however you engage, you can engage someone else. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do. So I'm not backing down at all in my request for you to share your time, talent, and treasure. There are all kinds of ways. You can phone bank from home. You can write postcards from home, or you can join the parties where people are doing phone banks in groups. You can drive a candidate around, or you can drop it on your own. You can share their social media, and you can just communicate with 10 of your friends. Educate yourself about the candidate, and then educate 10 of your friends. We have big things at stake on November 8th. Big things at stake. Executions. They're here as a result of how we vote, right? Our entire delegation voted against capping medical prices for our seniors. Our entire delegation voted against protecting our veterans from the burn pit lung damage. Our entire delegation voted against capping insulin prices. That's what we have at stake, guys. We can leave it as it is and come up with all of the excuses, explanations, and rationalizations of why we couldn't be the one to change, or we can get out there and be the ones to change. And out there doesn't mean leaving your house. Call somebody. Share social media. You don't have to talk to anyone to share social media. Share social media. Call the people you know, text the people you know, educate yourself, and then educate other folks. For those of you who are in Oklahoma City, join us over at VZD's. I'm going to be there. Our candidate for lieutenant governor is having a kickoff party. She wants to meet you. She wants to tell you why she's running. She wants to earn your vote. She's going to be at VZD's this evening at 7 o'clock, hosting a karaoke, getting to know her event. If you're able to join us, I am sure she'd like to learn about you and learn about what's important to you. And then you can take that information and go out and share that with your friends. She won't be the only candidate there. I am sure other candidates will be there, and you'll get to meet those candidates and hear what they're doing. So come on out, hear from the candidates, know who the candidates are, and then go out and share that information. And while you're sharing that information, please, I have 5 voter registration forms hanging out of my car. I know how to get to the voters registration form electronically, which we have on the ODP webpage, okdemocrats.org. Register them to vote. It's not too late. Register them to vote. We have a lot of work to do between now and November 8th. I'm counting on anybody who accidentally watches me to take action. Your homework is between now and September 25th. Make it your business, make it your mission to have met every name on your ballot. Every name on your ballot. You don't have to go to coffee with them. You don't have to hang out. You don't have to be buds, but meet every name on your ballot. And then the ones you like, go ahead and give them some money if you can. Go ahead and drive them around if you can. But if you can't do either of those, you can share their social media. You can tell your friends about them. All righty. Thanks for joining me. I will be back here tomorrow at 4:15. You guys have a good evening.